Who wants to volunteer to be O'Reilly? You know, sometimes people ask me what Bill O'Reilly is really like. The answer is just what you see on television, but in person maybe a little less friendly. Come on in, guys. We're long-winded. You need a chair. Good. Well, thank you all for coming. I'm delighted to be here with Christy. You know, Teddy Kennedy was once speaking in North Dakota and for the Democratic candidate, and he was a close friend of the Republican incumbent, who was my client, Senator Mark Andrews of North Dakota. So Andrews called Teddy and said, "What are you coming in to campaign against me for?" And he said, "I have to do it because of the party, but I'll send a signal that it's okay." And the guy's name was something like, Tex Wilson or something. And he got up there and he said, "I am proud to be here today for Montana Wilson." But I am very delighted to be here for Christy. I generally do not work in U.S. campaigns. This is almost the first one that I've done since I left working for that other guy, the tall one. But yeah. They always say, "When did you stop working for the Clintons?" And I always say, "They switched Clintons on me." But Christy asked me, and then I looked at his background, and I figured he was about as ornery and unconventional and anti-establishment as I am. And, I have a soft spot in my head for Massachusetts because I worked for Ed King and for Bill Weld, the last two good governors you've had. And the one thing that I really learned working for King and then for Weld is that I don't know if this theory of supply side, that when you cut taxes, you increase jobs and increase revenues and all that, works at the national and international level. But it sure works at the state level. Massachusetts, when King and Weld lowered their taxes, had a huge competitive advantage over Connecticut and New York and the other states in the region. And then when the Democrats raised those taxes again, they were throwing that away. And it is an absolute honor to be working here against Governor Patrick, who by any stretch is the best governor New Hampshire has ever had. Who else could physically move the locus of the Massachusetts economy north of the border and subsidize purchases out of state? Who else could give the citizens of New Hampshire a 6.25% discount on anything that they buy? Absolutely wonderful. But Christy is, when I was on the Jay Severin show yesterday, he said, "You have a dog in this governor's race." And I said, "Yeah, a pit bull." But Christy is not just a gadfly. He's not just an opponent. He's not a demagogue. Served on the state university board and is overflowing with ideas about how to make that more efficient and cost effective. Served on the Turnpike Commission and led the opposition to the Big Dig, or at least the reform of the Big Dig. And when Bechtel raised the price 40%, it was Christie that said no, and he was fired for his pains. And then he went to court and sued the state and won, and got reappointed to the board. So they packed the board. They put two other people on it so that his voice would be drowned out. And the result is that you have the privilege of paying $14 billion, and what did you say the ultimate cost is going to be? $22 billion you'll have the honor of paying. And the gentleman who decided how you're going to pay it and where it'll be allocated happens to be running against Christie in the Republican primary, Baker, as the Secretary of A&E. So this is an election in which in the primary we're running against the guy that raised your tolls, and in the general against the guy that raised your taxes. That's why we're going to win them both.